Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming back. If you remember in the last video, I told you that Mr. Teddy wouldn't be here because he had a tummy ache. Well, this morning his tummy is still hurting. So we're going to go ahead and go through today's letter together, you and me. And hopefully tomorrow Mr. Teddy will be feeling better. Today, my friends, we're going to talk about this letter, the letter Q. Q is a very interesting letter, especially when it comes to the sound that it makes. First, let's just look at what it's shaped like. Capital Q is sort of like an oval, but it has a little line. Do you see that little line right there? It's sort of like a kickstand. Maybe you have a bicycle that you ride, and it might have training wheels on it. But if it doesn't have training wheels, you might have to kick out that little piece of metal to keep it from falling over. Well, that's sort of how I think about that little line for capital Q. Lowercase q starts with a curve, but it also has a stick that comes down and curves like a monkey tail. We'll talk more about the shape of Q in a minute. But first, let's talk about Q's sound. Really and honestly, truly, if Q is all by himself, he really doesn't say anything. He's quiet. He's quiet. I've got a picture of a Q here. Do you see my capital letter Q? It looks like he's crying, right? Do you see his little tear? He's crying because he can't make a sound without his best friend. And his best friend is the letter U. If he's with his best friend, then he makes this sound. Qua, qua, qua. Here's capital Q. And do you see him with his best friend, little U there? Together they say qua, qua, qua. Let's look in our Q bucket and let's see what we have that begins with a qua sound. Oh, I see a girl or a woman, and she's got a crown on her head. Do you see her? What could we call her that begins with that qua sound? Qua, the sound that the letter Q and U make together. Did you say queen? If you said queen, you're right. Queen begins with a qua sound. Oh, I've got a little bird here in my Q bucket. Can you see what it looks like? It has these very pretty little feathers coming out of the top of its head, and it has a very long, fluffy tail. It's kind of a little short, squatty guy. It's a quail. Say quail. Very good. Quail starts with that QU sound. Qua, qua. Oh, here's something in our bucket that starts with Q. Do you know what this is? You might see this symbol in a book when you're reading. It's a question mark. Qua, qua, question mark. I've got a page here from a Pete the Cat book, and if you look at the text very, very closely, you will see that question mark right there. Do you see it? This says, but who? The question mark tells you that that person or animal or character is asking a question. Quoi, quoi, question mark. What else do we have in our key bucket here? Hmm, this looks like a little blanket, but I notice it's made up of little bitty squares, all different colors. Do you see that? That's called a quilt. Say quilt. Qua, qua, quilt. Quilt starts with the letter Q. Oh, I think that's all we have in our. Oh no, I see one more thing that begins with a qu sound. It's a coin. It's a silver coin that's kind of big. Do you know what it's called? It's a quarter. Say quarter. Quarter starts with a qu sound, and in print, that qu sound is always written with these two best friends, Q and U. Good job listening, my friends. Good job. Bravo, bravo. I hope Mr. Teddy will be feeling better for our next video. Come back and check later today. Maybe he'll be back. We don't want him to come back, though, till his little tummy is feeling better. All right, my friends, thanks for coming back to Mr. Teddy's Pre-K. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.